Welcome to another episode of Music Therapy. I am your resident mental health therapist, John, and today we are listening to Snowflakes by Tom MacDonald. Thank you so much for recommending it, and please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share this, and drop the next song you want to see me react to down below. And let's get right into this music video.
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? But you're pro-choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage it.
Whoo! Yeah, so being a politician is a hard job because you definitely have to spin the truth to the electorate and try to deceive them to some degree. And wow, this is going right at some cold hard facts here. Whew.
Being a politician, you think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings? But you're pro-choice, abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there is a lot of hate for our country right now, and a lot of self-pity that kind of it comes from the hate, like of being politically divided and feeling like there's no good option in our political climate. But it's so true how Americans are some of the most outspoken people, and they'll tell you right what they think about, Trump or Clinton or Biden, and it's just so funny. That it's funny because it's true.
Warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the protest.
Wow, so fun fact about mental health. Retardation was a medical diagnosis, but since it's been changed to intellectual or cognitive disability. So that is one of the changes they made in the DSM, and because retard is a bit derogatory.
Hers, them, they, screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the is to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings.
That's a great line too. Like, we're coddling our children to the point where they don't have any adversity anymore, and we're protecting their feelings because they're weaponizing their feelings and saying, hey, like, you offended me, and I won't stand for that. And now everyone's kind of walking on eggshells around millennials' feelings. And that's not just true with millennials. It's true with all sorts of people, because we live in the most advanced era of humankind's civilization ever. And that is a crazy thing to think about, that we're all spoiled. We all have, so much resources at our disposal. We have so much, amenities that help us out live comfortably, whether that's AC or heat, having a fridge, all those things we take for granted in the modern world. But a lot of people don't have it in the modern world. But then historically, we haven't had any of those things. So we've really had a struggle bus of our humankind development.
He, she, his, him, hers, them, they, screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Hear him preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white.
Wow, yeah, so there is this villainization that happens with white men, and it's not a good message, especially to send young people, because it teaches them that they're the problem in the past, but that doesn't mean that they are the problem now. And just because white men historically were in a position of power, it doesn't mean that a white person today is responsible for that because their ancestors did it. If we were all responsible for the mistakes of our ancestors, we would all be hung, because I'm sure all of our ancestors, mine included, had to do some crazy things, outrageous, even egregious things to survive.
But hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if
I've never heard Coca-Cola say that, but fun fact about Coca-Cola, I'm sorry I'm interrupting so much, is that it used to have cocaine, alcohol, and caffeine in it. So talk about a soup of drugs. That was a hot mess, and people, were tweaking out on that and taking it all the time, getting wired on those stimulants, and yeah, it's come a long way since.
You disagree.
Come a long way since then.
They fight There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Cause honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no, the forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa.
I thought this was coming. So snowflakes, I'm assuming the meaning is like, oh, you're fragile, you're delicate, like me simply touching you would melt you and break you. And here it comes.
You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean, but if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to phones and they take Xanax to sleep.
Ooh, yeah, so the pharmacological dependence, Xanax, Adderall, all the other psychotropics are very scary to think about. But one key point he mentioned there that gets overlooked is our diet. These super processed, ultra processed foods that we're eating are not good for us. And especially they don't have nutritional value like we need. And when we eat all these super processed food, it results in like mental health problems, physical problems, dental problems, just everything above. Because we know that when we eat something, it spreads bacteria in our gut, and it's either good bacteria or bad bacteria. So if I sit here and eat Oreos all day, I'm going to have these mirror neurons sent from my gut to my brain, and they're going to be so burnt out because it's all sugar. It's all added sugars pretty much.
They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black, your life matters, you're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave, all of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Blaming capital.
Wow, yeah, so there are positive and negative stereotypes. So a positive stereotype is like all Asian people are highly intelligent. And a negative stereotype would be like all white people are stupid. And yeah, absolutely, like doesn't matter what race you are. I think there are stereotypes both positive and negative depending on where you are. And a lot of people overlook the white negative stereotypes because we have a lot of, it's a majority culture, majority race in America, and so it oftentimes gets overlooked.
Capitalism, like that's the reason things are tough. Why you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks. You're supporting what you stand against, you don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth, and the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool, cause honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake, oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane. More flames, oh no, no more snowflakes.
We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Ay, everybody's wrong, that's the real problem. Ay, they don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Ay, soon enough, we running out of options. Ay.
Yeah, this idea that we're so rigid in terms of our political views that if someone comes to me, let's say I'm a diehard Republican with their Democratic perspective, I'm not even going to listen. I'm just going to tell them what I've rehearsed regarding my political orientation. And that's the problem with these calcified, rigid beliefs, is that we're not open to hear dialogue or to have dialogue with anyone else because we think we're right. And I like what he said, we're all wrong. We all think we're right, but we're all being pushed this information based on where we live. We know social media sites do that, and they kind of brainwash and mind control us into thinking whatever their narrative is. So important in this world to come up with your own conclusions, to think critically, and to evaluate everything with a very skeptical lens.
This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. Ay, we ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. Ay, I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid.
Y'all are so fake, oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa, you can make us see it your way. No way, gasoline and propane. More flames, oh no, no more snowflakes.
No more snowflakes. Wow. Look at these signs here. So maybe he's referencing his own experience when he talks about white people being discriminated against, because he has two signs here, probably from haters or bullies that he's experienced in the past, that Tom is trash and that no Tom MacDonald. And yeah, we can't respond to hate with hate. And even if we feel like something is hateful, it doesn't necessarily mean it is. And our feelings are important to reconcile and to think about, like, to feel them and to know, like, they're good indicators of where you need to go in your life. They're like a compass. But just because you feel offended doesn't mean that your life is in danger and that you're going to be murdered tomorrow. And separating your feelings from your perceptions and your mind state, I think, is so important sometimes. We have to separate our thoughts sometimes, our feelings sometimes, and that helps us stay sane. Wow, this, I bet, is controversial among groups, and I can see why. He does not let anything go unsaid. He will tell you directly and explicitly what he thinks, how he thinks it, why he thinks it, and I think we need more of that in the world. People speaking their mind, not afraid of any consequence. You know, as long as it's not hateful. I don't think his media is hateful, and we need more people speaking their minds, absolutely. So if you have a strong opinion, a strong visceral response or cognitive response to this video, please drop it in the comments. I would love to hear what you think of this video. But thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and drop the next song you want to see me react to below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Music Therapy.